While we're getting set up, actually, I'd start with, if you do what you do, you get what you got. I thought it was very interesting because today we're going to sort of shift the conventions a little bit more than we're used to. We're going to challenge some of the things that we're used to doing. And of course, what Forevermark wants to do is to provide you with the necessary tools to be able to conclude your sale and the transaction with your consumers. So buying diamonds isn't easy. And wherever you are in the world, there's a different rituality. And the rituality that we have in India is very particular. It usually goes something like this. Somebody will come into a store with a friend, a relative, an expert, somebody who's knowledgeable, who will be advising the consumer, the person who's actually purchasing, on how to negotiate on the price of gold, how to negotiate on the cost of labor, and how to negotiate on the cost of the diamond. The retailer plays a fundamental role in this. He's a trusted retailer, and they'll take his advice. But today, there's more competition, and the options are open, and young people who are coming into the market aren't necessarily faithful to the family traditional jeweler. So our challenge is to help consumers understand how to navigate through the complexities of buying a diamond. And our role really is to help them understand that we know how important it is for them when they're buying that diamond, and that they should be really buying the best, because at the end, that diamond will carry their dreams forever. And only a brand can actually help transmit that. And it's important for you to understand the difference between the power of a brand and a certificate. And it's not to say that we don't agree with what GIA is doing and the certificates are correct, but the GIA is a certificate and it's not a brand. We've spent some time with our high-end consumers in India, six key cities, and we've interviewed them to understand their perceptions of the Forevermark diamond and also the perceptions they have on other brands. And what are the facts? The facts are that GIA has been on the market for many, many years, and yet Forevermark, in less than 3 years, has been able to generate more and stronger brand awareness and levels of consideration. And I just want to stop a second and actually show you, this is an unusual chart. You're a young, emerging market, because if we were to look at this chart in other countries, we would see a whole bunch of brands up in the powerful area. So you yourselves as brands have a lot to think about as you think about your own equity. We go beyond just looking at the basic awareness data. We actually go deeper down and understand what the real power of the brand is. A brand's power is its ability to communicate with consumers. And what we are measuring, really, are meaningful difference and salience. How different are we? How meaningful are we to our consumers? We do an algorithm, well, not us, but there's the Research Institute that calculates an algorithm, through an algorithm, the actual brand power. And that's the red dot in the center. Around, you'll see there's a little gray area, and that's across advertising community. That's a basic index of power on brands and their capability of communicating. And what we see here is that Forevermark outperforms in the two key areas that are required to stand out: differentiating and meaningful. And GIA underperforms. When we take ourselves head-to-head against the GIA, what do we see? That Forevermark stands out as a very clear, distinctive brand within the consumer's minds. Yet they struggle to understand and give meaning to GIA, and they will be less likely to promote it. Now, you as retailers are looking for margin. And in order to create margin, you need to be able to deliver premium. And our power drivers help us understand the levels of premiumness that we can deliver. And 1 out of 5 consumers will justify that the premium that they see on Forevermark, and they say that the cost and the price is worth it. And they struggle to give the same endorsement to a GIA. And it's even more powerful. Forevermark is considered to be one of the most expensive brands on the marketplace. it's higher priced, is clearly justified, yet the GIA is considered to be of less value and cheaper. So the question then becomes, what are you willing to put your business on? Are you going to put your business entirely on a certification, on a process that doesn't guarantee its distribution, that has no control? So we'll take a step out, and we'll look at where we can learn from other markets. And the US, which is probably the most evolved, the most mature market in the world, can give us some examples. An American consumer today will spend an enormous amount of time online searching for the best deal. Once they've found the best deal, they'll probably go and print it off and take it directly to the retailer and say, this is what I want, and this is the price I want to get. This is a demonstration that tells us that if you have distribution across from e-commerce to, let's say, the chains, or even to the high end, and you're selling exactly the same thing, you're actually not getting at any value, and the prices are being driven down. So our task at Forevermark, and we understand this, is to get ourselves out of this model and help the consumers to understand the true value of a diamond. And Forevermark, therefore, takes ourselves what we call beyond the 4 Cs, because we believe that no two diamonds are the same on a 4C certificate. And it's not enough to guarantee the actual beauty of a Forevermark diamond. So in our process, and today I'll talk to you a little bit about how we get to beauty. We have a rigorous process, exacting, and it's based out of our Antwerp and Surat laboratories, but it starts really at the very beginning. It starts with the inherent quality of the rough. Our diamantaires will be selecting from the very beginning those rough diamonds that do not have any inhibitions or anything that will stop the reflection or the reflection of light. So from the very beginning, diamonds are rejected. We then take it into the transparency. Any diamonds that have flaws, large inclusions, or cloudiness or haziness in appearance are not going to be selected by Forevermark. In our laboratories, we go through the process of understanding enhancements. Any diamond that has gone through any sort of treatment or enhancement will automatically be rejected. And then we look at the thinness of the girdles, the depth of the crown, the pavilion, because we know that those are subject to chipping, to break, and to abrasion. We also then look at the thickness of the girdle and the unevenness, because we know that there is an inhibition to reflect light. All these diamonds are rejected. At times, the diamond will be forced against the polishing wheel, and it'll leverage burns. And again, that hits on the transparency and the capability to reflect light. These diamonds will be rejected. Laser manufacturing is a habit, and at times a diamond may be damaged. We will look for any of those damages, so the tiniest hole that is created by a laser will be cause for rejection. At the end, Forevermark looks for what we call a perfect mirror-like table, because only that will then be the host of the Forevermark inscription. So once the diamond has gone through our rigorous process above and beyond the 4 Cs and passed, then it is honored with the inscription and the icon, and it becomes a Forevermark diamond. It is our guarantee that the diamond that you are selling is absolute beauty. And over the next few months, Lena and the team in India will be bringing to you tools, flip charts, iPad, and other videos and so forth that will help you tell this beauty story to your